What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And today we have the data download for the brand new Pirate Rumble Sugo-Fest. We knew this was coming with a Super Pirate Rumble, with the Championship Series is coming. And, you know, with what happened with the previous Super Pirate Rumble, they released the Legend Rogue PvP Legend right before the Championship Series started. And that's exactly what we have going on here. So now we have our first version of Smoothie as a Sugo-Fest exclusive. I guess if you count the Sweet Commanders, that's technically the first version, but Smoothie as her own solo legend this time is going to be the Pirate Rumble Sugo-Fest character. A little bit of a weird choice considering we already have a Pirate Rumble Rare Recruit Smoothie that is actually really good. At least there's no overlap in terms of the character being used on the same colored team, as this Smoothie is a quick-based character. So in this video today, we're going to go through her abilities, we're going to go through the other characters, which is going to be a new Frankie and a new Senor Pink, and also go through the Sugo-Fest step, and we also have a new arena character that we could talk about here today, because the new arena unit is actually pretty good, and also has some implications as to what potentially could be coming in the future. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into it though. Sugo-Fest is dropping June 3rd, 1900 PST time, so we should be getting the official news of it tomorrow, and then the day after that will be when the Sugo-Fest actually goes live. So Smoothie, she's, I mean, we'll talk about her. She's very, very interesting, but the actual Sugo-Fest itself is very similar to other Pirate Rumble banners we've had in the past. You know, 30 gem multi to start us off, so a discount, which is cool. Then we've got the Rumble ability character at level 3 on the second multi. Remember that this step on step 2, you're not guaranteed a Pirate Rumble Rare Recruit character. It's just that if you pull any unit, it'll just come with, you know, level 3 abilities. So it can still be any generic Rare Recruit. Don't get it twisted. Multi 3 though is a guaranteed legend with level 5 abilities, which is like fine. I mean, level 5 is basically nothing, but it's better than nothing, I suppose. The fourth multi here is actually going to be a guaranteed Pirate Rumble Sugo-Fest character, which can be a PvP legend, or it can actually be a PvP Rare Recruit, which is actually pretty cool. And then the fifth one is the recommended unit. So there's lots of recommended units here. You've obviously got the brand new characters in Smoothie. You've got the Frankie, the Senor Pink, Legend Rogue is also here. Also V2 Odin, one of the best Pirate Rumble units in the game. Dalton, who is really good. I don't have Dalton yet personally, as well as Kobe. So if you get to that fifth step, you're guaranteed to get one of these characters here. So there's lots of characters, but I mean, there's a lot of good ones there. So it is what it is, and of course it cycles all the way through to the 25th multi for Smoothie, and I would definitely advise do not do 25 multis for Smoothie. Like, she's cool, but she's not 25 multis worth cool, you know what I mean? Definitely not worth that. But I guess let's go ahead and jump into the video. Let's just go ahead and jump into Smoothie first, because I know a lot of people are excited about this unit. Let's actually jump into this version, so you can see the artwork right there. It is unfortunate that this character doesn't have the extended artwork, because we saw that, you know, Law and Kid, who are not like limited legends, they're just regular batch legends, they actually have the extended artwork. So I don't know what classifies a unit to receive the extended art, whether it's be like only Super Tandem and Final Tap characters receive it. Bit of a weird one. Either way, I would have preferred it if all legends moving forward had it. Bit of a weird choice. But anyway, let's go ahead and talk about Smoothie, because Smoothie is pretty interesting. She's a quick powerhouse slasher. Remember though that she is, you know, she is a regular Pirate Rumble legend, which means that she's not going to have the greatest abilities outside of Pirate Rumble, but she at least has some usability, right? So we can have a look here and said you get -1 cooldown at the start of the quest. Powerhouse and Slasher characters get 5 times attack with a matching slot, 4.5 times otherwise, which is pretty respectable, as well as a 1.3 health boost, and then strength and dex slots are counted as beneficial to your crew. And a really nice effect here as well, that the crew cannot be blown away. So if you have her as your captain, you cannot be blown away under any circumstance, which is pretty neat. It is kind of weird though that with her crewmate ability, she doesn't actually resist blowaway as a crewmate, which I think would have been a really nice addition. But she does make dex slots matching to Powerhouse and Slasher. That's pretty neat. And then also gives -1 cooldown to herself every time another Powerhouse or a Slasher uses a special. And she maxes at 13 turns, which is pretty respectable. Now in terms of what this special does, it's actually pretty good. 20% health cut, so it's a damage dealing special, and it does go through defensive effects. You've obviously got rainbow shield removal by 6 turns. You've got despair and attack down removal also by 6 turns, so fantastic utility, a lot better than the utility that Legendary Rogue gave you. And then it says if your captain is a powerhouse unit, you get a 2.5 chain boundary for 3 turns, and you extend the duration of base attack boosts by 2 turns. This is crazy, man, because when you compare this unit to what Legendary Rogue does, there's no comparison. Like, Legendary Rogue is so much worse compared to this unit, considering, you know, Legendary Rogue was a mono powerhouse captain, and then they've just made this unit being a powerhouse and a slasher unit that does more things. Like, it doesn't make sense. I don't understand why they constructed a character as bad as your Rogue, and then they have this character come out as the next PvP legend, and it's just so much better. Like, it's night and day difference. And the fact this character is a chain boundary for 3 turns, it's so good. All you need is a powerhouse captain in order to get that to activate, which is pretty easy to do, in all honesty. So you could use, you know, obviously like, what's his face? The new Kaido, for example. You could use it on the new Kaido team. It's pretty good. Of course, it is a PvP legend, so there's no super type, super class, anything like that, which is unfortunate because a character like this with a super type or a super class special would have been amazing. But let's have a look at the potential abilities. Slotbind duration reduction by 5, which is, you know, not the best, but, you know, any reduction is better than no reduction. You've obviously got the recovery bind, which by 10 turns is really good, but recovery bind on a unit like this doesn't really actually make a lot of sense. So does hunger. I don't know why this character has hunger. They give the weirdest units hunger these days. I don't agree with this unit having that potential ability, but at the end of the day, it's not the worst thing ever. It is nice to have. It's just annoying that it's very hard to level up in the first place. And then this character does have a weird support as well, attaching to Big Mom, Katakuri, and Cracker, so some pretty high up characters in the Charlotte family. So the support effect says that once per quest, whenever your slots have been changed by the enemy, you remove 2 turns of attack down, and then changes the crew, or the supported character, not the whole crew, just the supported characters, empty, block, recovery, tandem, bomb, G, unfavorable, into quick. So really weird. It would have been better if it was just a matching slot, not a quick slot, because quick slots might not have the real good usability that you want. It would make a lot more sense if it was just, you know, a matching slot. So really, really weird support. It is an attack down removal by 2 turns, which is good, but you have to get your slots changed by the enemy in order for this to actually proc. So this is going to be a very niche support, probably not going to use too much, but it's interesting nonetheless. But of course, we're here to talk about the character's Pirate Rumble ability, so let's go ahead and check it out. So, of course, the stats that you see here are all at level 150, without candy and stuff, but have a look at that sprite, though. That sprite is amazing with the glow around the character. It looks so, so good. So, the Rumble ability of this character gives your quick allies level 5 speed, level 5 attack, and level 5 HP. Across the board, fantastic Rumble ability. We've already talked about it in the past that Quick don't have a lot of good characters that can increase their speed, but recently with the release of Izo and Okiku, and I think maybe Brook does it as well, they've had some pretty good speed increasing units, and this is just another one of those units that can do that. And then attack and health buff, like, across the board, this is fantastic, so I'm really happy with that passive. And then the fact that the Rumble special is 26 CT, I like that. There's not too many characters that really come out these days that have a lower CT that are actually good, so let's hope that this is a good one, where it targets a large horizontal range for 100% chance of paralysis for 20 seconds, interesting. Targets one enemy with high special CT for a 50% delay to their special CT. That's really cool. I like the fact that it's just one enemy with a high CT and it's not any enemy that has 100% CT, so this will always activate no matter what. Whoever has the highest CT on the enemy side of the field will just get a 50% delay. I like that. And then targets one enemy with low HP for a 3 times attack up to 2 times. So I like also the fact that that special cannot whiff. This is always going to land, and on a 26 CT, this is a special that you're going to get to activate 2 to maybe 3 times per run. I like that. I think this is pretty decent. I mean, with some of the other characters that you have that have come out recently, Trafalgar Law is okay. I also uploaded a video, I believe, today with using him in Pirate Rumble. But, you know, I think this is a pretty decent addition to the quick team. I mean, especially just the rumble ability alone. And then you've got a really decent special that can launch relatively quickly to get a little bit of damage output, delaying CT and a bit of paralysis. It's interesting to say the least. I think it's actually a pretty interesting option for the quick team. Hopefully I can pull this unit and I can actually go ahead and showcase this unit in a couple of videos. But we have the resistance where they completely evade special bind, which is pretty good because of course you normally build a quick team to take on the strength team if the strength team has a Summer Legend VV. A character is renowned for special binding your side of the field, so being able to just avoid that in general is pretty decent. So that's the rundown of Legend Smoothie. I think she's pretty good. I don't think she's the best unit in the game, no, by no stretch of course, but I think she's pretty good and she will see somewhat play in a quick team in Pirate Rumble. But then we have two new PvP rare recruits, which the first one is Frankie from Dressrosa, of course, and Frankie is a powerhouse free spirit. And he is a quick unit, of course, and he is a defense level 5 and health level 5, so very defensive focused. And a 25 CT special gives your quick allies level 7 attack for 15 seconds and a guard percent up level 7 for 15 seconds. Then he only targets a single enemy for 2500 fixed. Yeah, this is a bad unit. This is not a character that you would really want to use on your team. I mean, the fact that it's 20 cost is obviously really good for Rumble. But it's just a shame that this character doesn't really provide much. Like, the Rumble ability is fantastic, but that special is just not that good. I mean, the attack buff is pretty decent when you really come to think about it, but the fact that this character doesn't really do that much damage definitely hurts, because you are still relying on your surrounding characters to be your heavy hitters. Characters like Kaido, Akainu, the new Smoothie, for example, in a sense. So, I'm not too sure if I'm the biggest fan of this guy. He evades paralysis, which is kind of meh. I mean, there's not too many strength units that apply paralysis in the first place. So, Frankie, I think, is a little underwhelming for Pirate Rumble. Hopefully, Senor Pink can bring it back, who is a quick free spirit driven. Wow, you don't see too many free spirit driven, so add it to the list. That sprite is also very, very cool. Okay, so his Rumble ability gives your quick allies level 6 attack. And when he takes damage up to 6 times, he gives himself level 1 speed, level 1 attack. So, Senor Pink himself is going to be buffing himself up significantly. I like that. So he's going to be hitting harder and he's going to be faster as time progresses. But that's only if he takes damage, of course, which is not always going to happen, but it seems pretty cool. So 31 CT is definitely on the higher end, so hopefully it's good. He gives himself a level 8 speed increase and a level 8 attack increase, and he does do that before he applies damage, so he's going to be hitting actually pretty hard, and targets one enemy for 1.3 damage up to 4 times. Like, on paper, it sounds pretty good, but it really comes down to, you know, how much damage is he actually doing? So he himself is going to be hitting really hard, but it's all about making sure that he receives all of the buffs. You know, he has to have, you know, probably 30 attack for this to actually be somewhat good. So I don't know if this is going to be an actively used character, considering, you know, Quick have a lot of good Rumble units now. Groggy Monsters are fantastic. The new Corazon just helps you just straight up beat the strength team. Whitebeard is still very good. I don't really know if this character is really going to see active use in a quick team. I mean, it is a shame that the Frankie and Senor Pink are kind of mid, because, like, Smoothie's pretty good. I'm a big fan of the Smoothie. Frankie and Senor Pink, definitely more lower tier characters. I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of those characters, but overall, I'll definitely be doing a couple multis. But of course, you normally, for free-to-play players out there, or players that don't spend a lot of cash, save your gems. This is not a Sugo-Fest that you need to go and heavy and pull on and stuff. You don't need to worry about it, okay? But let's go ahead and move on to the new arena character. So before we talk about the arena character, this is what I want to bring your attention to, which is the brand new treasure map character that's coming in the month of June. Now, obviously, it's Gecko Moria. However, people were trying to understand whether the character was going to be Thriller Bark, whether it was going to be Marineford, or whether it was going to be Time Skip. Now, depending on which version of Mori they decided to pick, it would actually have a lot of ramifications as to the surrounding characters that would be releasing around this character. And with the release of the arena unit, we know exactly which Mori this is going to be. And you can kind of tell just from the artwork with a couple of small nitpicks, but this is Time Skip Moria. Now remember, the only time we've seen Moria during the time skip is when the Blackbeard pirates were involved. So let's go ahead and check out the new arena unit. So the next arena unit to arrive on One Piece Treasure Cruise is Katarina Devon. So this is going to be the new 12-star difficulty, of course. Again, we don't know how difficult it's going to be. Actually, you get a low rate of getting the golden lobsters. We love to see that. Golden lobsters are very valuable now. So let's go ahead and have a look and see what Katarina Devon is all about. So she is an int powerhouse driven character. She gives those two classes 3.75 times attack and -1 paralysis as a captain, so pretty respectable. Now the special ability will reduce powerhouse and driven characters cooldown by 1. It delays them by 1 turn, reduces 6 turns of damage threshold, hello? Doubles damage dealt to delayed enemies for 2 turns, a self-proccing delayed conditional. Locks the crew's slots for 1 turn, and if you have an attack boost active when you launch her special, she increases the attack boost by 0.25. This is a very good free-to-play unit, I must say. And of course, as we kind of established, this is going to be Time Skip Gecko Moria from the treasure map. And a lot of people have been saying, you know, what if we get a brand new Legend Blackbeard? And I mean, I feel like that's probably on the cards right now. I think also a Legend Shiryu is on the cards as well. They could do a lot of different things with this. I'm not too sure where they're going with this, but I don't know. They could do like a Blackbeard crew kind of legend. They could do Blackbeard himself, Shiryu. I think Shiryu or Blackbeard make the most sense as a legend if they do opt to do a legend. Obviously last month was the anniversary, so there's that. I can't remember if the month prior they did a legend for. I know Izo no Kiku came out after Odin came out, so I think Izo no Kiku was the previous released treasure map legend. So I don't know if they're going to do another treasure map legend, but if they did, it would have to be at this point, it'd have to be Blackbeard or Shiryu, right? It makes the most sense. But speaking about Katarina Devon, she's actually a really good unit. I mean, there's not many characters in the game that delay and also give you a delayed conditional boost. It's very, very rare. So the fact that this character does that plus applies amazing effects, the additional cooldown reduction, the orb locking effect, and the effect that you can get the attack buff. So if you have an attack boost, you buff it by 0.25, -1 cooldown. We don't get to see the limit break abilities and the crewmate abilities, but I really hope that this character has special reverse resistance. It would make this character even better than what she already is. Unfortunately, the support effect is absolutely garbage, damage reduction and a health boost, and of course no effects in Pirate Rumble. But overall, this is a very impressive looking free-to-play arena unit, and I'm really excited to see how difficult this one's going to be, but very much looking forward to it. But with all that, guys, that is going to wrap up the video today. I really hope you guys have enjoyed it, and if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.